Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Jake and I am back at it again. I know it's been a long time, so I'll have to make another video talking about all the things that have been happening. It's been a very, very long time, but I am here and I'm here to make a video today because a subscriber asked me to elaborate on how I go from meditation and connecting to beings and not the downloads, but getting everything and how I transition into back when I was doing the videos in Illinois. Now I'm in Arizona, but when I was in Illinois, I would transition to my office room, get in the chair, and get into trance and pretty much have everything come out. So she wanted me to make a video just how I go from the meditation to that, because she's a channeler, and pretty much she just wanted to know, how do you bring it back once you get everything? So I thought this would be a perfect place to start and to start again. And someone else had some good insight the other day. They were saying, I understand your current home situation is not the best and you don't want to open up with negativity around, but the fact that, I haven't tried yet, I really don't know what would happen. So I've been thinking about it, and going to massage therapy school has really, really helped me just get back in touch with myself, pretty much raise my vibration, not feel like I'm just alone in this world. And, I don't really connect and understand other people, and they don't connect and understand me, and I was kind of in a funk. And going to this school has really got me back on my feet, and there's a lot of things that I would like to go into probably for another video. About how you can use, not necessarily the channeling, which I will get into because I am using lower level channeling, if you want to call it lower level. I am using that in my craniosacral unwinding class. And that has been absolutely amazing. I'm in it right now. I have, I think, 2 more days left. And I'm just noticing because I'm going to a, spiritual, energetic school. I'm starting to realize that there's a lot of stuff that I have that I can use with that school. So the school and the advice have kind of showed me like, hey, you know, you could possibly do this where you're at, but the fact that I haven't tried, I'll never know. It's like when you have a decision on something and then you proceed to not go about it in a certain way, and then you're always left wondering like, what if? So I thought, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel pretty happy. I feel getting like I'm getting back to my old self. So I thought, hey, I might as well make another video. And if this goes well, try the channeling and get back into that, since you guys know that's my passion. Even though I am going to school for massage therapy and I am a Reiki master now. I think the last time I made a video I was Reiki 2. Now I'm a Reiki master teacher. And so incorporating, all these things with all this is great, but the channeling is just my passion. So I want to continue, I love this stuff. This is why I'm here. Um, if there's anything else I could think of in this video that I can touch on is lately I have had a lot. I don't know if you guys have had this as well, so if you have, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Um, I feel like the last couple weeks, I want to say maybe 3 weeks to a month, when I go to sleep, it's not every night, but it's probably, I don't know, 3, 4 nights a week. I'm going somewhere else and I'm connecting to another life. And I have gotten to the point where I can pretty much, obviously not 100%, but I can pretty much tell and use discernment when I wake up. And I can almost tell when I'm like in the astral, I'm somewhere else, or when I'm just dreaming. It's, after years and years of experience and having these experiences all the time, I'm starting to really pick it out. But pretty much I'm connecting to another life. And it seems like, off this, like, I guess you can say a moon, next to Jupiter, which is very interesting. I don't know why, because Neptune and Venus are the planets I connect to the most. Jupiter's great, but I don't really connect. I don't have anything that I know of, that I'm aware of, in this lifetime here right now in the third dimension, pretty much with Jupiter. So I keep having these dreams where it's almost, or visions, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to use dreams for right now, even though I don't think they are. But pretty much, I'm going to this other lifetime, and there's a lot of energetic work, and there's a lot of really weird stuff that I don't understand. So I'm gonna have to do a meditation and really connect to it because I have not done that yet. And pretty much try to figure out, what's going on. But every time I'm about to wake up, I always remember, okay, I have to go back to this other life now. And I keep seeing Jupiter and a whole bunch of ships. And for example, the other night, I went to sleep and I remember just being out in space and seeing all the stars. Everything was moving. I remember seeing the planets. I'm not sure if I was in a ship or if I was just like almost consciousness just going about doing my thing. And I keep seeing, UFOs, ships, like I said. And a reptilian came into mind. It was very interesting because it almost seemed like a third eye image, but this was not here when I was awake. And this reptilian kept just being around me. And it didn't really feel negative, but I keep waking up with these, like, I don't know if I can show you guys. I keep waking up with these weird, like, scratches, like, on my arms all over. And it's very interesting because they only happen when I have the encounters with the reptilians. And if there's anything else like that, I'm trying to think of right now, I did not prepare for this video, was a lot of Arcturians have been connecting to me. And I'm not going to go into a conscious channel right now, but what I'm getting from them, what they're telling me today is that, 2020 is coming, obviously, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. I understand a lot of people say, I feel this happens every year, is this is the year for ascension. We're going to the fifth dimension, and I don't think it would happen that fast, obviously. Plus, you got to remember, we have a very linear mind state. Our thought patterns are just, kind of everywhere, and not organized. And then so, we don't necessarily have that full multi-dimensional state of mind or perspective, if you want to use that word. And then so, a lot of times I think it's nice to say, like, let's just see where this goes and let's just hold the highest vibration and love and energy, because as long as we do that, things are going to go the way they need to. But I'm being told that the Arcturians are going to be connecting to a lot more people. And I do not want to use the word, take over this ascension, not at all. But I think they're going to have a bigger impact. I think the Arcturians, they've been here for a very long time. And Arcturians know humans very, very well. And they are obviously, in the Milky Way galaxy. They're not too far from us. They're always connecting. And I just believe that the Arcturians are going to be watching over us and almost in a way, if you want to use the word, just observe us and try to do what they can without infringing upon, our choice, our free will, because obviously they respect that. They don't want to get involved with that. Shouldn't. But pretty much, I feel the Arcturians are going to have a bigger impact with humans, and I feel a lot of people are going to be awakening and experiencing Arcturians. And I'm very excited for that. We'll see where that goes, but that's just something that's been coming to mind. I just keep getting these third eye images of these Arcturians, and in a simple way to put it for now, that is pretty much what I'm getting, is that they are here. They've obviously been here, but they are here, and their presence is going to be a lot more, known. And so many star seeds are Arcturian, so obviously, there's that connection as well. I woke up on a ship and I was with a Arcturian not too long ago, and for some reason, when I woke up, I didn't have much time to think about it because I had a check off for one of my massage classes. But pretty much I woke up just saying thank you, and I felt love, and I felt like it was a family member. So that's another thing too. I feel like the Arcturian was someone that I knew either in a past life or possibly, a child, a hybrid child. Like in some of my other videos, you guys know, I have a Yael child from my Yael life that connects to me sometimes, and a Lyran daughter that connects to me sometimes. And every time they connect, I just have that knowing, and that same knowing happened with this. So I woke up on the ship, and I looked out, and I just saw space, energy, planets, things that are not familiar to me at all. And there's almost like a simulation on the ship, and it seemed like they were trying to simulate a room from a house I used to live in back in the day, years and years and years ago. And then so it was like the same couch in the same setup. And with the reptilians, when I was younger, they would do that to me, even though it was a negative experience. This was a positive experience. And so when I see those simulations, it's very easy for me to catch on and be like, okay, I know this is happening. I know what's going on. What do I need to hear or know? And so it was interesting. I found myself standing up, and then I immediately went to just sitting down because I thought about sitting down, and I was just sitting down. And the Arcturian came up to me, and there were other Arcturians observing. But this Arcturian was just so full of light and joy to connect with me. And it was a thing where a lot of this is hard to describe, but it was almost like it was emanating off them so much. As soon as I saw it, I felt it as well. And it was just like a huge surge and overflow of just this white energy and love and peace and a sense of home and a sense of I'm with my my purest tribe, if you want to say that, because I come from Arcturus, which is another thing I can get into as well before I elaborate on the channeling stuff. I don't do readings that much. Like, I don't get readings because I usually do readings and channel for people, and I kind of like to figure things out on my own, even though it is nice to get help sometimes. But I ended up having an Akashic reading from Debbie on YouTube. I believe her name is Solaris, Solaris, Debbie Solaris, I believe. I will look it up, and if there is anything that I got wrong, I'll put it down below in the description. But she gave me an Akashic reading, and it was phenomenal. So I definitely recommend go out to her channel, check out her videos, and if it resonates with you, definitely book a session with her. It made a huge impact, and I don't know if any other people have this as well. So if you do, definitely, connect, share your experience if you're comfortable. But when I get readings, a lot of times it's almost like a download. As soon as I hear a piece of information, I get just straight in my third eye, and I feel it go all in my chakras. I get images of them and energy, and I remember, and it could be channeling. I'm not sure, because for me, for example, when I'm doing conscious channeling, sometimes trance, but mainly conscious, I will get an image. Like if one of you, because this happens a lot, ask me to channel, I'll get an image of something that you need to know, or an image of a past life or something that's affecting you that you're not aware of, that you need to be aware of. And just by that image alone, I can, say a page, 2 pages worth of information just by that image. And so I am very aware of Arcturian, Reptilian, Andromedan, some Syrian lifetimes, but she really helped me connect to some lifetimes. So that was amazing. So if any of you guys are interested, I would definitely recommend check out Debbie. She was amazing. She was so nice, so wonderful. Felt like a true sister of mine, so I really appreciate it. Much love to you. Thank you. And let's get into this. So anyways, I've talked for 13 minutes already. So what happens with me, as a lot of you guys know, is I get into meditation. And I use something that's very similar to something that I'm doing right now in craniosacral unwinding. And in the class, they call it heaven and earth. So I'll explain that, and then I'll just tie into how that's kind of what I do intuitively and energetically without doing the movements. So I won't do the yoga type movements right now, but you pretty much stand up and you scoop a lot of like Gaia energy, grounding energy, and you bring it into your chakras. And then you let it go, and then you connect to the universe. You want to imagine going to the middle of the universe. And then you bring that into your chakras. And to me, it's almost like an energetic spiritual alignment where it's like, it's a mixture of being grounded with Gaia, but then you also are bringing in the consciousness and awareness of the universe. So it's meeting in that middle. And when you meet in that middle, it's almost like a veil in a way, for lack of a better word, a veil is open up. And pretty much you are getting all this information in, but you're staying grounded and it's not going to get to you or it's not going to wear you down. Because when you're not grounded, as many of you may know, and you get a lot of information, you can get a migraine, you can get anxiety, you can have trouble sleeping. You can even feel like something, not negative, but something is attack, like something's going on within you that doesn't feel right. It's not settling because it's very hard and it's a lot of energy. And then so, we have to stay balanced in alignment. And so what I do anyways with meditation is I get into meditation and I visualize my spinal cord, like an energy, in a way from my spinal cord, sinking down and grounding with Gaia. So when I do this, I went from, when I first started just visualizing, then I really opened up my third eye. And now it's like the images just come because I know how to connect those two. So pretty much I ground with Gaia. I see my energy lock in place with her. And then I connect to the universe and I expand my consciousness and I kind of go wherever I need to go. It's always different. Sometimes I'll go to Arcturus. Sometimes I'll go to Andromeda. Sometimes I'll just be here. Sometimes I'll completely leave my body, and go to the fourth dimension. There's been times where I've connected to the fifth dimension with a lot of Lyrans. The Lyrans have a lot of the fifth dimensional energy that resonates with me. But anyways, so I do that intuitively, energetically, consciously. And so in a way, it is, like the non-physical form of doing the heaven and earth in a way. So I connect like that. And what I really wanted to touch on is, part of the question, I'll break it down. So it's, connecting in meditation, how do you do that? And then how do you bring it later on, 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, and then you kind of have the session. So I connect, I meditate, I do what I just explained. And then I open up my third eye more, which I can get into a different video if you guys want me to another time on that. Because to me, the third eye, because I have the clairvoyant, I've never channeled and not seen anything. I see everything I channel. So I open up my third eye more and my throat chakra, and that's the main thing. If you guys are trying to learn to channel, and this is just me because we all do it differently, and that's what was hard about making this video, is that we all do it differently, and sometimes things just come to us. Like, for example, when I had that reading with Debbie, she was saying, you are a fifth dimensional prototype. You are kind of like an example of the future human. And that was really hard for me because it answered something in a way, but then it also made things a little more complicated. Because, yes, I did resonate with that. Do I know if that's 100% the truth? No. But you go with what you want to go with, and you see where it takes you. And then so, I really was like, that makes sense because I have a hard time connecting with people, and the third eye stuff, all this, it just comes to me. I don't have to put in too much work. And I don't know if that's because of the alchemy, the discipline, the purification of myself that I'm always doing, since that's one of my biggest things. It's discipline, purify yourself, really work on yourself. It's almost like if you really want this, you got to put in the effort and the love and expand. And so that's what I did years ago before I started channeling. And pretty much, it was nice because I was like, okay, this makes sense, but then how am I going to communicate stuff to people? I can't make a video and go, oh yeah, I'm going to answer your questions. So, what I do is I just connect. It's like, what does that do? That doesn't do much. So I'm trying to find ways to explain things easier, but at the same time, it did kind of show me like, you're a little more weirder than you thought in a way. But anyways, I just thought that was funny, something I wanted to shed light on. So I open up my throat chakra, And what I like to do is I imagine my energy field. And I learned this from Yeshua, from channeling Yeshua, Jesus, Sananda, whatever you guys want to call him. So what I do is I connect and I meditate. I do everything I just said. And then I center. Take your hands and you go down here. And you center your chakras. And this also helps bring out your heart chakra more, expand your heart chakra. So what Yeshua taught me one time, which was an amazing experience, I love to make a video on that too, which I probably will just make all these videos, is feel the love, expand your love. Take that heart chakra and expand it all around you. So it's almost like you're in a sphere of pure white light and love. And sometimes it'll be blue, sometimes it'll be green. It's going to be different for everyone, which is completely okay. And I pretty much sit in this big bubble of love and I ask them to come in and I give them permission to come in. Earlier I was talking about free will. Always have in your mind that free will is going to be, it's going to be very important because you want to let them in, give them permission. They cannot infringe upon your free will and distort it or do anything like that. So pretty much what you want to do is you want to always say with intention, because intention is always key with everything, with intention that I invite you into this, bubble of love and light with me and positive energy. And I want to connect and let's keep this connection pure. And that's what I do all the time. Always works. If you ever want to try to channel Yeshua or angels or more of those types of beings and energy, which all it is just a certain level of vibration and information. That's what I like to call it. That's how I look at it. Pretty much do that because that just makes it more pure, and for me, I feel like I have to have a more pure energy to connect to the angels and Yeshua, which it makes sense. It really does. So that's one thing I do. And the throat chakra, like I said, because I will see them with their energy and their energy fields. I will see them go into my throat chakra and I'll feel it vibrating, and then it'll go into my third eye. And usually at that point, that's when I go away. I don't know where I go. And that's usually when the trance comes in, where, a being comes and it's just whatever. Because as you guys know, I don't remember most of the time when I channel. 5 minutes later, I don't know what happened because it's not me, And that's another thing. I know you guys know this, but just to add on there, you want it to be where it's not you. You're doing, service to others in a way where being a channel, you are letting them, drive you. You are the vehicle and they are taking over. And as long as you have the love and the trust, everything is going to be fine. There's nothing to worry about. There really isn't. But you have to remember to step aside, because there's been so many times when I've channeled where I have gotten in the way, and it will push them out. It will distort the message. And if you are a channeler and you're starting, the message is probably going to be distorted to a certain degree, but that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Like I say a million times, you guys are probably tired of hearing it. It's like a muscle. You gotta work it. You gotta do it. And as you work it, it will increase, it'll get easier, and you'll just find your own way. So that's a pretty simple thing. So that's what I do in the meditation. And then what I usually do is I'll take a quick 5-minute break. I'll drink a ton of water. I always have my water with me. And I will come in. So now I'm in Arizona, so this room or my office, as you guys have seen in all the videos with my office. And I will come in and I will pretty much ask for any angels that are connected to me, my archangels, my guides, Sandalphon, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Infinite Creator always, Yeshua always. To me, Yeshua is number one. But that's just my own approach. And I ask them to please bathe me with golden light and white light and keep this pure. And that I'm doing this for service to others And I want to step aside and let whatever needs, whatever humanity, whoever's watching this, all the people, subscribers, whatever, pretty much, whatever everyone needs to hear, please let it be as pure and less distorted as possible and protect me, because I am leaving. I'm going somewhere else. I don't know where I'm going to go. It's always different. So I'm going somewhere else, and so I trust that this is going to go as best as it can, the way it should be, and I leave it up to them. That's a big part of it. Leave it up to them. It's like in life when we have times where, we need a push in the right direction, we need a sign, we need a synchronicity. You leave it up to the universe, and the universe always answers you. It may not be in the times that you want the universe to, but it always answers you in the way that you need it. And so I kind of like to take that perspective and that outlook on this is, I leave it up to them. I trust them. I'm going to make myself as pure as I can. And that's it. That's as much work as you need to put into it. Another thing I would add on to is that when you first start channeling, I know this is almost coming off like a first channeling video, but I just think this is helpful, is that a lot of times you almost have to start it, Like I said, you're the vehicle and they're driving it, but sometimes, this is a new one, sometimes you gotta turn that key and you gotta start the vehicle. And that was very hard for me at first because I would beat myself up and think, I'm not channeling, this isn't me, what's going on? And, that makes it so your confidence level kind of decreases, but as you understand that this is how it works, you get comfortable and you're like, okay, we're meeting in the middle. Like I would say in so many videos, imagine a rocket ship using, just using the fuel and everything to go up, get out of Gaia, go through the atmosphere, stratosphere, all that. And then once it gets into space, it doesn't really need that fuel anymore. I'm not a NASA person, I don't know. But, it pretty much, it gets to a point where it doesn't have to have all that force. And once it gets into space, it takes it there. So it's like that merging pretty much. So a lot of times in the videos, because I have to watch the videos and label what happens. I will notice it's, like when they go, greetings or welcome or hello or just that initial jump, sometimes you have to do that, which is completely fine. Not all the time. Sometimes they will just take over like that and it's, all hands on deck, everything's going crazy, awesome. But a lot of times you have to start it. And then so even having them connect to you while they're connected to your throat chakra and your third eye, pretty much if you start it, like with me, this is just my experience, is as soon as I take a deep breath, let them come in and start speaking, it just clicks and I see them and I see their energy, like with Arcturians, it's very, to me, I get blue, even though they're mainly blue, it's blue and white energy. So I will open my mouth, say greetings or whatever, and it's almost like two people in my body. It's me and them. And as soon as I initiate it, they take over and I see it. I see the process happening in my third eye. So pretty much I will start speaking and they connect. So you have to do that sometimes, not all the time, but definitely starting out, that's one tip I can give you. And even just, practicing. When I first started channeling, I made a whole bunch of videos that are not uploaded of just trying to see what it's like because you don't understand at all how channeling is going to go until you reach that comfort and that level where you do it the way you're meant to, pretty much the way that you're meant to connect to these beings. So that's what I would do. Open your throat chakra, let them come in. And I think it's very important to meditate on your chakras and what each one means and represents. Because once you do that and you have a greater understanding and you have more knowledge and awareness of what these do and what they're capable of, you can use them to your advantage to a greater extent. And obviously you want to use that to connect and help and just have good intentions and help people and give what you're meant to give. So like I said, third eye, throat chakra. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm trying not to say I haven't made a video in a long time. I would say keep crystals around you, obviously. Crystals are very important. I have all my crystals to the side of me. I'm not gonna go into all those, but I usually hold a crystal. And whether it's, a bracelet, a pendulum, whatever, I don't really wear them, but I hold it or I keep it in my pocket. And that helps to stabilize the energy. And if there is a being you are channeling that has an extremely high vibration, a lot of times it's too much and they'll kind of jump out. And they'll be there, you'll feel them around you or see them depending on whatever gifts you have. But they will be around you. And then so what I like to do is I like to have these crystals because to me it helps stabilize that vibration and it's easier for them to stay in. And you got to remember too that this is, it takes not just you to do this. There is a being in a higher dimension with a lot higher vibration that is coming into you, and on their side, for their sake, you want to make it easier because it's going to be very hard. Like I've said in other videos, it's like getting your hand stuck in mud or jello or something. That's why higher beings can't really come down here because they kind of get stuck and they can't vibrate as much. And it's very hard. So you want to make it easier for them as well. I would also recommend maybe some Reiki meditation music. If you are a Reiki practitioner, do some Reiki on yourself before you start, before you connect. And I would even do that before the meditation part of it too. I understand that everyone channels differently, so some people takes them 5 minutes, maybe not even 5 minutes, and they'll jump right into it. I personally like to prepare and I like to meditate for 30 minutes at the minimum, but I have been meditating for a long time, so I know that's hard for a lot of people. I'd love to make a video on meditation because meditation to me you can do anything that you want to accomplish, you can use meditation and accomplish it. So meditation is important, but 30 minutes for me, minimum. And because the way I channel, everyone's different. The way I channel is a lot of beings come in. It's not one being for the entire hour. They're attracted to my energy. I see them all coming. If I'm not comfortable, I will not let them come in. I will send them love, but I will not let them come in. Like the insectoid beings, I have channeled them because people have asked, and that was kind of a mistake on my part because I didn't put myself and my own well-being first. And as you guys know, the insectoids I do not have a good relationship with. But pretty much, they all come to me, so it takes me a lot more time because I am having each one of them connect to me, getting the downloads, getting the information, seeing what needs to happen. And of course, sometimes there are going to be beings that come in that are not really meant to be there. That's just my experience. And you got to get them out. So it takes a long time. But as you progress and you continue, and you have experience, it gets easier. You can do less time. I went from, meditating for like an hour and a half to, 2 hours, all the way down to about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And that's like an hour and a half of information of, me letting them come in and I step out and it's blah, 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 blah for 50 minutes to an hour and a half, like I said. 30 minutes, I can get all that information in. But as you start, obviously be careful. So I hope this answers some questions. If any of you have questions or want me to make more videos on certain topics, let me know. I am going to try and see if I can channel here. Like I said, I have not tried to. So, and I'm trying to look at it in, optimistically, like, well, I haven't tried, so who knows what's going to happen. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I'll obviously let you guys know. And if it doesn't work out here, I will go somewhere else and I will do that. The last video I made, I told you guys I was going to go into nature and meditate and channel. And I'm not from Arizona, so every single time I sat down and started to meditate and get in my zone and ground, rattlesnakes would come next to me. I would hear certain animals I'm not familiar with. I went up to Payson, Arizona to do that. So that's why that didn't work out. I did not want to get bit by a rattlesnake and come back to my body and realize what the hell just happened. That would suck. So that's why that didn't happen. So I will try to find a place if this doesn't work, but I want to make this work, and I just intuitively feel like it is going to work. And with the energies, everything going on currently, I feel it's going to really help because I feel everyone is almost getting into more alignment with themselves, and everybody is starting to, go up those stairs of personal transformation, and everyone's going to take another step and go more into, why they're here, their purpose. And I'm grateful to be here with you guys and have it happen to myself as well, because we're all equal, we're all one. And one last thing, I've been reading a book that is so powerful, and it's very hard because, not the reading, but the information challenges you. And so if you guys want me to read it out loud, I would love to. If you've not heard of A Course in Miracles, it's A Course in Miracles. And so when you combine A Course in Miracles with the Law of One, it's almost like you get everything you really need or you're searching for. And so as you guys know, I'm more of the galactic channeler. I connect more to higher beings, Andromeda, space, the bigger picture pretty much, There's a lot of higher dimensional knowledge and stuff that I just resonate with. But A Course in Miracles is apparently, and I do really believe this is the truth because this is what I feel. It's channel messages from Yeshua, and Yeshua was almost like, I'm gonna just wipe a clean slate here, explain what I really meant, and go deeper because of where humanity is now. I think this was made in 1970. So compared to when Yeshua was alive to now, it's very different. So it's kind of like, this is what I meant. This is what you need to know. Helps you with, atonement at one-ment with God. So pretty much for me, what it has done was I am starting to feel love again because I realized that, I'm a wanderer like most of you, a star seed. And even though I could be wrong, I do believe I was like a fifth dimensional star seed because the fifth dimension is what I resonate with the most. It's the wisdom, knowledge, compared to the love. Obviously I have love, but I feel like I'm here to really learn to love myself and to love others. And in this lifetime, that's going to be the biggest thing for me. It's not the wisdom and knowledge, it's the feeling and opening up and love and acceptance. And so obviously Yeshua is like the best for that, I personally believe. So it's about having that oneness with God and loving yourself and seeing the God inside you, which you can know, but feeling and applying it to your life is a completely different story. So I would love to read that book if you guys want. I can always continue the Law of One series. I have all my books right here. I got everything organized because I'm back. I want to do this. So you guys let me know. And I hope you guys have been great. Thank you everyone who has been subscribing to my channel. Everyone who has stayed. I know I haven't made a video in a while, and it's not about, subscribers, but the support's great because I don't think one person has unsubscribed for me since I took this break, so you guys have faith in me and I'm grateful for it. So that's what I want to touch on with that, but I hope you guys are doing great. Many blessings. I would love to talk about the massage therapy stuff and blend it, and talk about like the stuff with this channel and a lot of the spiritual stuff because I won't go into the textbook information obviously, but I'm learning so many energetic things from this school that are, it's like things go hand in hand. So I'll meditate and I'll probably write up on a piece of paper or something. I'll get it all set up and make a video because I don't want to be all over the place and waste your guys' time. You know, it's that simple. So, is there anything else? I think for now that's good. So where are we? Oh, we're at 40 minutes. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop this video for now, but I'm grateful to be back. Thank you guys. I hope this really helped. So pretty much to sum it up, meditate, open up your third eye, your throat chakra, bring and expand your heart chakra into a bubble of love and compassion, unconditional love and white light, and invite them and bring them in. And the last thing I will say is when you sit down in front of the camera to channel, if you're going to do that, or wherever you are going to do it without the camera, because that's another thing. I'm still channeling every single day. This is just the first video that I've made in a while. And even when you're sitting down or wherever you're doing it, still expand that bubble. That's the last thing I forgot. When I go to sit down, I will still do that and ask the angels and God and Yeshua to purify me, send me golden energy and protection, and have them connect. And sometimes you're going to have to initiate it. That's fine. That's totally okay. And if there's anything I missed or if there's any additional questions, send them down below and I can always make a part 2 or I can just comment and answer whatever I can. So much love to you guys. I love you so much. Thank you. I'm so excited to be back. This is my passion, so I feel like a little kid right now. So I will see you guys in the next video. And take care and namaste. And what I've learned from my reflexology class, namaste. So namaste. So I'll leave you guys with that. So blessings, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys. Take care. Peace.